Okay, so now I'm going to begin preparing the painting for the RX 144 scale high grade RX-78F00 Gundam and G-Dock. I just now recently finished painting all the parts that make up the kit. There, it's inside right here. I was priming it using, I was going to use regular surfacer paint, but I said let me try this one I haven't used in a long time, the MK11 surfacer from Model, and I forgot how thick this guy is. It's really, really thick. You got to really be careful with it because if you don't thin it down properly, it doesn't come out right. It took me a lot of trial and error, so you got to work on it. I'm not going to use the primer on the dock now, which I just took apart. I'm actually going to be using Mr. White Surfacer 1000. But before I do that, I've been meaning to try this product, and it's this one, the Model Cleaning Brush Anti-Static by Tamiya Craft Tools. I got this from Hobby Link Japan, and I've seen people use this to remove not only dust particles from their model kits that they sanded down, but also it's an anti-static brush, so it removes all the static particles that comes around on your kit. And I want to make sure I take care of this brush pretty well. So there is some particles here which I'm going to clean off. Does the job well. There are places, now obviously this cost me about, I forgot how much it was. I'll post a link to this if anybody wants to buy this from Hobby Link. I would recommend getting this because it is a great tool. Don't knock it, it's really nice. But if you don't want to buy this, which is understandable, there are other third-party products like anti-static brushes for cleaning the house. And even though they're huge, I think I've seen smaller versions of this here and there. So, if you guys want to order this specific brush, I'll post a link on this video. Please feel free to get it from Hobby Link Japan. It's really nice. I think they still have it. I don't know, but we're gonna, save it, get it if you can. But this is great to remove all the particles that it's collected, especially on black parts. And I don't know if this will work on kits that have already been finished painting. I'll test that out on a later date. For now, I'm going to do this. By the way, Dokudu gave me this, so thank you, Dokudu. Just the base here. I should get something like this, like a regular gray, but I just don't feel like cleaning up the airbrush to do this. Make sure you wear a mask and you have good ventilation to do this indoors. Alright, so let me continue on with the rest and then we'll begin painting. Okay, so now that it's primed, with the white paint. I'm going to paint it now using the new paint that I actually purchased from Anime NYC. This is the graphite black metallic. We're going to test it out on this to see how it is. Oops, turn it on. I'm going to start from here first, see how it is. I have to put it in an angle because I don't want the paint splashing back at me. Ooh. Now, I think I may have to change the filter because now I'm not seeing it being collected now. I'll take care of that in a moment. Let me just make sure this works. It's a very good paint. It has the same paint consistency as the Titan Blue 1 paint. Let's see how it looks with this. I'm going to try to zoom in here for you guys. Now granted, doing this is a little ridiculous because I'm going to be using maybe a lot of the paint on this because of how much real estate this thing has. Plus a little bubbles actually formed on the part here from the primer. Alright. Now, I'm going to say this, that they did pick up particles when I spray painted this with the spray can. And if this was an airbrush, it wouldn't have been an issue. Because I use a spray can, it actually probably picked up particles in the air, and there's some little bit of nonsense here and there. So that anti-static brush is great. You just got to be very cautious in what you do. This is a good color. I hope I don't waste all of it because I want to try this on some paint, on some kits. I think what I'll probably end up using enough for the frame. Maybe use another color tone that I haven't used in a while. I know I have regular black, so I can probably use that as to facilitate this. And there's a lot of dust here, so I need to fix this filter before I continue on. Let me continue on with this, and then we'll move on to the next step of this. Alright, so as much as I was trying to figure this out, and maybe it was my airbrush, I'm not too comfortable with it. I tried to get enough coverage on it, but I was a bit weirded out on this, and I said, alright, I'm going to have to redo it again. Maybe I'm going to use a normal black paint to black it out a bit to bring it out. But I was not going to use it on the rest of the kit, on the rest of the frame. I was afraid of that. So what I decided was, I decided to paint the remaining parts of these, the actual structure, using Moto's MX-20 gunmetal, and it came out pretty nice. It came out okay. I like how it looks. It has a nice sheen to it, and I did it on all the frames, which of course I'm reviewing it now, and there's some areas where you think you got it, the coverage right, and unfortunately you got to redo it again. I'm laying it dry a bit, and then later on I'll pass it on again. But yeah, I said let me use this first. It actually is a good stark contrast between a dull black on the base and then the metallic on the area on this. So it's like if I do this right here, you'll see. Give me a second here. Come on, get in there. There. So it's a lot easier in the eye to see something. It has a better contrast. I was originally going to take chrome, whatever the paints I had, like one of the acrylic chrome paints, do a dry brush, and after I painted the whole thing black, I was going to do a light dry brush to highlight it up. But now that since I've already did this, I don't need to do that. But I do need to cover up some areas so it does look alright. So yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with this paint, but then again, it's either I'm doing something wrong with the airbrush or I'm doing something wrong with the paint itself. And I know some people knocked me out because what I did was I have this paint in my already prepared jars, so it's already pre-thinned. If I had another jar and I pre-thinned it, maybe it would have given me a lot better results. But right now, I think we're good with what I got here for now. So I'm going to tidy it up more, prepare the table, and start painting the colors on the Gundam RX-78F00 Gundam.